Hello, welcome to Being Reintegrated. My name is Tim Wright, and this is an episode showing you the content as a subscriber of a brand new book that's coming out on the Cohen. I'm super excited for this dive, which you will see before publication. So this is a pre-publication view of Volume 1 of Being Reintegrated, specifically for subscribers. So enjoy, and I hope that this is something that everybody has been waiting for. So particularly what's going on is I'm translating the Forrester's French Illuminism and the Cohen, and I am commenting on it. So here's the table of contents. You'll see. I'm just scrolling through it really fast. And then what we have here is Chapter 1 coming up. Chapter 1. So all the headings have been added are from that table of contents, except for this AI box. All the headings added are from the table of contents, except the italicized ones, which I analyzed and came up with on my own. So this is essentially, the reason why I'm so excited is it is essentially a commentary on the Treatise of Reintegration in like 700 pages. Goes through the history of Martinez's movement. It does go into Gnosticism in the last chapter of the second book, so I'm going through it, but that's not produced in this volume. This volume is the 5 chapters that came from Volume 1, and they are represented in a very nice fashion, and they have a commentary that I wrote that goes along with them. But what I'm primarily interested in is not just a translation. I mean, that anybody can do a translation now, and hopefully some will. But what we're looking at is a commentary on the Treatise of Reintegration of Being. So if we go to the notes section, and as you see, these have all new areas where they are, the section is marked for you in italics if they're mine, or bold if they're the Forrester's. And you'll see that anything with the Roman numeral 1 on it will be from the Treatise of Reintegration of Beings. So just looking at these notes, which in the first chapter alone there's 100 of them, look at all of those Treatises of Reintegration of Beings footnotes. It's just amazing. The whole book is like this. It's primarily a commentary on the Treatise of Reintegration of Beings as part of the Forrester's 3-part work, which is French Masonry and the Cohen, French Masonry and the Strict Observance and the CBCS, and then there's another volume on Bavarian Illuminati, which has been published. So I'm going back to Antoine Favre. I still can't say the name. His analysis of all this stuff. So it's pretty amazing, actually, to get a view like this at the Cohen. As you see, there's massive amounts of footnotes. So in just the first chapter alone, there's 100 footnotes, and over 3/4 of those are presented as commentary on the Treatise of Reintegration of Beings. So we have that. And then other things that I added in my commentary was an analysis of the text. So you'll see that. And then what is really cool is in like chapter 2 or chapter 2, you'll see more footnotes. I mean, I'm just giving you a flip through the book real quick. And of course, if you know how to frame by frame, you'll get the book for free. But that is a lot of work, so I don't recommend doing that. I just recommend buying the volume. In my commentary on chapter 3, I believe, we are looking at the statutes of the Rocroi. Now, not only did I put in the statutes of the Rocroi, but I also did a translation of George Court's commentary from the French book of the 3 volumes of Algiers of his Rocroi operations. So you're going to see the 7 and 3 day operation in this book. Not only does LeForester comment on it in one of the chapters of Volume 1, but also, like I said, I put in my commentary George Court's version that comes from the manuscript of Algiers, which he spent a very, very long time researching, and that you can't even get in America. So this is so new to the United States that it's ridiculous. Now, that is the second thing I wanted to go over. The third is that the Treatise of Reintegration of Beings, there's many variants of this book. So what I wanted to do was make sure that we had a key for the Treatise of Reintegration of Beings. So in an appendix, I have made available Robert Amadou's version from Diffusion Martiniste, where he goes through the Philippon version compared with his, which is actually a reproduction of Saint Martin's copy, which is an R8018 that I looked at. So this doesn't come from just reading a bunch of books. I mean, I've actually looked at manuscripts that are unpublished. So you'll see here that whenever you see a footnote, for instance, and I'll go through it with you just to show you how it works. Whenever you see a footnote, you'll see a RP, which is the René Philippon, and then you'll see a RA, which is Robert Amadou. The M, the F, and then I think the D are like middle, beginning, and end of the page. So it's very indicative of what you'll see next, which is the sections of the Treatise of Reintegration of Beings put according to Amadou's numbers of pages. So you'll see right there, chapter 1, I said I have a private version produced by Amwork, which gives these sections. So, but Amadou, who was a philologist, reproduced the sections almost completely. There is a section in his book that's not in the Amwork version. So, but that's in French, and I haven't taken the trouble to translate that section yet, due to the fact that it's like nobody knows about it. So why should I publish an entire treatise for 2 pages? So if you want to research that, go and look at it. Here's a comparison right here of the version that is most well known, and that has the Amwork sections numbered here. So those are numbered to Amadou. So what you can do is any page. Oh, and also, I wanted to let you know, in Chapter 5 commentary that I wrote, I put the understanding of the Shimham Faresh of the Rocroi degree from the modern orders. So you'll be able to finally see what these names meant to the Rocroi. Now, of course, you'll need to know how to operate those names, and I'm not going to show anybody how to do that. So if you know, but if you don't, then you might want to get some more resources before you go messing around with the 72 divine names. Anyway, so moving into this book, you'll see that I have extensively put notes all through the book. So for instance, we'll just take a random. Note 42 is a Treatise of Reintegration note, and it's page 258 of Philippon. So you can go to the page 258 in the work here, and you'll see that 258 of the first page will represent Robert Philippon's 258 is 197 in Amadou. You see 258 here, and then 197 here. So then you go to the appendix, second section, and you'll see 192 is the page Seth equal to primitive Adam. So you will be able to locate in the treatise the section which relates to that quote in Rene LaForest's work, which I've reproduced for you, because this is a definitive commentary on the Treatise of Reintegration of Beings. If you have the wherewithal to be able to locate where in the treatise this quote comes from, then you'll be able to follow along LaForest through what I'm going to make into 3 volumes because it has my commentary with it. But LaForester's work is just not peppered, it is completely saturated with Treatise of Reintegration commentary. So it is really, really good. I haven't made any videos on this, of course. This is only to subscribers. I just want you to get a view at the Treatise of Reintegration Commentary Volume 1 that I will be producing privately. And I'll put a link for Amazon and everything. I am a bookmaker, so unfortunately I do make books. So my subscribers may want to go buy those books. I have friends that are looking over the French translations right now for any grave errors. So any of my books that contain errors, message me privately and I'll fix it. And even, I won't mention names, but somebody got a refund and I let them keep the book, So they didn't like the first version. They gave me great feedback. I changed it, and now we have a really good volume of the Cohen Instructions of Saint Martin, which you can find on Lulu. So anyway, we're going into this 3-volume commentary on the Treatise of Reintegration of Beings. I'm super excited to release this book. It should be by 2025. I'm looking probably no later than November, the end of November, for the first volume to be available, and the middle of 2025 for volume 2, and probably toward the end of 2025 for volume 3. So it's not that long. And then I've been contemplating what I want to do if I want to make a volume 4, which is a treatise not treatise commentary, but a critical edition of the Treatise of Reintegration of Beings, including those missing sections of Amadou. What I located was recently through Antoine Favre and Rene LaForester's work. There's a missing treatise that no one has, the Solisme version, Solisme, which we are going to produce a new red book. So you're going to see that with that as the manuscript. And so that's not me. I'm not doing it. It's human translated red book. So you'll get the benefit of being able to have a hand copy of the red book available for the very first time. Now, it did come from Atlantis Magazine. It's out of copyright. It's an amazing work, and you can use it to have these conversations. I and a friend are probably going to go through it phrase by phrase and record a meeting for you as subscribers on Being Reintegrated. So one of the quotes is, "This is not a book, but it contains everything that's needed to make one or several." So we are going to go through the red book. But before that, you're going to get a final. I've been waiting for 20 years for something like this. So I'm super excited to be able to give to you a book which they did not have available in the English market. I noticed that they didn't have these books, so what did I do? I became a bookmaker and started making them myself. So you were getting the benefit, sorry about that. You were getting the benefit of an actual bookmaking process done specifically with the Elu Cohen in mind. So, volume one is pretty much done. I'm just going to put the pagination on it, the page numbers, do a really good table of contents for everyone, and then just edit a little bit. And I'm going to see if I can get one of my Martinist friends to write an introduction. I want it to be the GM of the United States of America's Martinist group, but I'm not sure if he would take on that introduction. It'd be really good if he did, though, because this is an English book. It's not in French. We're breaking out of the French-only Elucoan world, and for the first time, we are going to see a commentary in English on the Treatise of Reintegration of Beings. So thank you so much for your support of the Patreon, which I'll send links on YouTube and everything. And thank you to my subscribers for continuing the work of the Elucoan since, ever since the 1700s. These kind of things don't get done without funding. Villermoz himself had to fund, some of the most brilliant minds in the Martinist group of the Elucoans. So we need funding, but, don't give your money. It's not like a give me money thing. It's just, buy the books, help out the cause, because if you contribute to this effort, we will be able to produce more and more volumes, more and more videos, the commentary on the Treatise of Reintegration in video format, and I'm really excited to bring you this. So thank you for your participation in the podcast and the Patreon and the purchase of the volumes, because all of this goes into the pot for myself and my patron, which will allow us to reproduce all of this rich heritage of material. Thanks so much.